There's, as you're saying that, what I'm reading from your book, it says it's the shift from self-interest to service to others, from fear and lack to love and abundance, from being played by the game to being a game changer, for chasing nothingness to creating impact fueled by a deep sense of purpose, is what I'm hearing in that. What you've just said is it's that journey that you're sharing with those who are watching.
Yeah, and our Western society is completely geared around individualism. It's self-interest, right? It's every man for himself, God for everybody. That's our guiding principle in this society. And so, we have some level of care for others, right? Especially when it's direct family or when it's friends that we know.
Mm-hmm.
But, and there's some compassion now about the Ukraine, but, to give you some example, the first 30 days in office with Biden, he bombed a village in Syria and killed about 5,000 civilians. And I can promise you, of the 333 million Americans, not a single one fought more than 5 or 10 minutes about it. They read the headline and skimmed to the sports pages and see what, the football scores were, right? And it's because we're not connected. We don't have this realization that every single soul on this earth is sacred, right? There's a sanctity to all this. Now, I've also come to discover for myself, and this is a journey every man, let's talk about men, needs to go on. I mean, one of the reasons we have the problems we have in this world is because we're so disconnected from our heart. We're so disconnected from the essential power of this universe, which is love. And, and then you can see conflicts like the Ukraine, and you can see the suffering being created over this high stakes power game between, nuclear superpowers. And, the narrative that we see here in the West is largely distorted. Don't get me wrong. I mean, and I'm going a little off topic, but, Putin has blood on his hands and he's committed unthinkable acts and continues to do that. But the US, we forget that the US over the last 50 years has been in more, wars and armed conflicts than any country in the world, and has been responsible for over 30 million civilian deaths in all those conflicts, being so-called the freedom protector of this world. Yet we overthrow governments, we sell weapons to rebellions, and all of this can happen because men especially, right? We are in our mind where we can justify and rationalize all these things because, we need to make money, or we need to do this, or it's like, but when we go we drop into our heart, and that's where really our connection with the intelligence of all life is. You look at this and you say, this is crazy. Mm-hmm. What, all of humanity, we're mad. We're absolutely crazy. How could you conceive this war and violence and the inequalities and the injustices and we've just gone for a huge episode with this pandemic where a lot of personal freedoms have been eroded and censorship and that can only happen when you're in your head. That cannot happen when you're in your heart. You couldn't do it. And this is what all the masters and teachers of history tell us, right? Jesus, maybe most cardinal rule was the golden rule. Do unto others as you wish to be done unto you. Do we really truly live that way? Yeah. As humanity, right? Do we live that way? The Buddha, Lao Tzu, there's wisdom out there where we can find the answers to, how can we create a different world? Now, I believe that there is an archetype to every man. And I believe there are certain things that every man has an innate desire. Every man wants to be strong, courageous, has strength, wisdom. Every man wants to be in integrity. And when we go out of alignment of those kind of archetypal masculine values, we start leaking energy and we deplete ourselves and we create a lot of misery in this world. Now, when we realign with those core values that I think are part of the healthy masculine archetype, then really what you have to believe is like, for me to be fulfilled, I want to be in a role of service to this world. Now, that doesn't mean I need to become a martyr, but, we have to go to a view in this world where our job as men and women also, of course, but, I'm talking about men predominantly now. Marcus Aurelius had this beautiful saying, for the bees to be healthy, the whole beehive needs to thrive. And so, there's this notion out there that it's a part of our job is to make sure that we build a beehive where all bees have an equal opportunity to flourish. And the principles of getting to that is what I call love and truth. Love being the guiding energy or power, love the energy, and truth being in integrity, right? And when we look at our so-called leaders of this world, when we look at politicians, when we look at the most corporate leaders, we are finding very little love and almost a complete absence of truth.
If you would like to watch more videos like this, then please subscribe to my channel below. Once again, my name is Stephen Dobos, and you can download a free centering exercise. The information is in the description box below.